Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. We talked about control so often. And I mean, all of diabetes care, that's what everyone's trying to get you to do. Living your life so you're getting good control. Your numbers are as close to normal as they can possibly get for you. Now, there's no such thing as a bad blood sugar versus a good blood sugar, because your blood sugar might be different than someone else's, and their ranges might be completely different. You may be just working yourself down from being super high all the time to just getting it down to the next level. Sorry, just had to turn that over. So, the numbers we're going to talk about are only a guide. Sorry, my pump. I was trying to find my pump. My pump says I'm 4.9, which is okay. Now, people always ask, what is a normal range? Now, the numbers I'm going to give you are the numbers which are used in Canada. For those in the US, it's just a very simple math equation. Times it by 18, and you will get your scale of what numbers are. Okay, let's talk about before meals. Before meals, your blood sugar should be between 4 and 7. Ideally, that's great. Now, if you're 7.1, oh my God, quick, go to emergency. I'm kidding. It just means you may have eaten something, you may have not got the exercise. There's so many variables, but that's the target you're aiming for. And remember, perfection isn't the goal here. You're never going to get perfection. What you need to do is ensure that you are close to it as possible. And you are doing, if you are, let's say, taking extra insulin, I don't know why anybody would want to, and you keep dropping down. Oh, I don't know why I'm dropping down. The old adage is, you're only cheating yourself. Pure and simple. So, keeping your blood sugars between that before meals is a great guide for you. Now, after meals, it should be between 5 and 10. Now, if you have a hemoglobin A1C, which is out to lunch and you're not getting the numbers that you really want, your doctor may suggest 5 to 8 instead 5 to 10. But, you need to live your life. You also need to keep track of your diabetes. Now, you ask anyone, do you have a glucometer? Oh, yes, I got one. Well, you may need more than one. In fact, I have a couple, and the reason for that is if I go out, I have one in my bag. At home, I have one in my bag. When I worked, I had one at work, and I had one at the training center. Never second guess and say, oh yes, I've got one. You know, you may get one with all the fancy bells and whistles, but then you can get a very simple one. The one in my bag doesn't talk to my pump, but I'm able to get a blood sugar manually entered. Now, you need to be totally aware of what your blood sugar is doing at all times. You know, I think all diabetics or type 1s have sort of done this, and that is trying to stretch, you know, just if I get home, I'll be able to eat, and your blood sugar is, and they don't stop. They keep thinking, oh, I've got to get that done first, and then maybe I'll go get something to eat. You know, I've mentioned in the past video that I had a secretary, you know, just at a company I worked, and she just one day said, well, why didn't you tell us you were low? Because a diabetic's thinking is not clear. And she became more aware. She actually had a child, and during that child delivery and pregnancy, she got gestational diabetes. So we had a common ground. But understanding that you need to take care. Don't go overboard and try to make up numbers. It doesn't work. You're only cheating yourself. And I've had people who try to inject right into a vein, and you know, it's kind of like, well, if you're going to do that all the time, you're going to look like you have a different problem. I know in the past, I don't know if I have any right now. I don't know if you can see I got one. But when I was traveling and I'd have all my needles and everything with me, and I go across the border, it was always, yeah, okay, let me see your fingertips. And that was the sign that, yes, I was a diabetic. Now, doing 4 times a day, yes, you get scabs. For me, it doesn't really hurt, so I'll do a blood sugar, but sometimes I just get so lazy. You know, again, the tired. But eating right all the time is important. Now, ideally, my diabetic team would like me between 8 and 10 as I slept. Because for years, I was having severe lows. And if I have a severe low, I sort of feel I've come out of it. And it's usually like 4 or 5 in the morning. So that range bumped up for me. Check with your doctor for you. And take your insulin as prescribed. And if you find you're going low, if your doctor has given you directions, you can modify your insulin. However, if he doesn't, contact him and ask, well, what can I do? And all this information that you're gaining should be worked into your diabetic plan. And if you get 2 items that don't agree with each other, ask. Don't wait till the situation is so dire. Because, you know what? It may end up to be dire. And, if you go too long without sugar, your brain could cause brain damage. And you could end up like me. Well, not in a wheelchair and everything, but I'm just saying you could end up being hypoglycemic unaware, and that's when the danger really affects. So think about trying to get to between 4 and 7 before meals and 5 to 10 after meals. If you go up to 16, 18, something's wrong and you need to check it, or have your doctor and you check it. Anyway, have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.